Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and all in between, and all outside. Welcome to episode 124 of Creativity Talkin. Tonight, live with the Vag on Saturday nights, the boys will be talking about some things happening lately in the news, such as Jussie, as the Cuomo brothers, actors killing people, and tornadoes ripping through all of Helen. Oh, and don't forget the manspreading. That's my favorite. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. V.
Thank you, Buzz. Kind of long-winded today, aren't you?
Go fuck yourself.
That's nice. Okay, hey, Jay, what's going on, buddy?
What's happening, man?
Not much. What are we drinking tonight over there?
I got a little Moscow Mule going on at the moment.
Nice. Nothing like a little piece of ass on that Saturday night with the veg.
Oh, yeah.
I am smoking a Macondo cigar tonight.
Oh, fantastic.
Because I'm doing Maker's Mark. Whiskey.
Nice.
And then, and then I have some other medicinal thing that I forgot what the fucking brand is, but it's good. And it helps me with my pain. And everyone's being safe and responsible, partaking in their own homes, not even leaving their desk.
That's right.
You know, but, we didn't drink and drive anyway back in the day.
Nah. Well,
in college, because we were always at the house.
Oh, yeah, not in college, yeah.
You know.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And I'm a very strict don't drink, don't drive guy.
Yeah, me too, totally.
You know, but, every once in a while, if it's family Christmas, I'm not driving. But,
well, that's right, yeah.
You know what I mean. But, so we had a guest cancel at the last minute today, so we're going to have to rearrange and reschedule. That, no big deal. Moving on. Me and Jay can talk about anything for a couple hours. Just
give us some liquor and, the place to do it. Because,
good old Captain Schlong. Oh, and next week, we're going to try to get on our new contributor, Man in the Boat. And she will come on and inform the men all the shit that annoys women, and we'll explain the logic in why we do them. Not that we're wrong, because we're not.
We're never wrong.
It's like this whole thing that, okay, this is one of the things that really fucking annoys me. Mansplaining. I'm like, okay, apparently you're not familiar with wife-splaining, because as soon as you get married, your IQ, 20 points of your IQ gets handed to your wife in front of the preacher, hands it over, and the next thing you know, you have no way of operating your mind. You have to listen to what the wife says, and there's a thing called wife-splaining. So please spare me with the mansplaining shit. You guys do it, or you ladies do it as well. Enough with that. Fair, equality, not equality plus. Moving on. Let's go to one of Jay's favorite subject, manspreading.
Manspreading. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, begin with how it started. You saw a post on Rob's page.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, what? I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. It was the first I'd heard of it.
And when we say Rob, we mean Rob Armstrong, who's on all the time.
Yeah, he's in a photography blog, and there was a picture of a guy on the subway sitting there, and some reference to manspreading.
Yeah.
So I had to ask. I didn't know what it was.
Well, I didn't know what it was either, and I saw a story on the news, I don't know, last year sometime or whatever, and they started talking about manspreading. Well, apparently for people who commute on the train, it's a train thing. It's not like anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
So they're complaining that more seats could be open if guys weren't making room for their balls that dingle in between their legs.
Right.
And they kind of sometimes have to sit that way because,
Well, that's how we're equipped. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
If you're like Jason and you're rocking a couple russets there, you got to fucking, you got to give room. You don't want mashed potatoes.
Hey.
Mashed potatoes can create fucking health problems and shit,
Mashed potatoes are painful. I'm just gonna say that.
Exactly. And just remember, guys, 21 times a month, you got a nut for colon health. Just
Really?
saying.
Is that a scientific fact?
Yes, it is.
Well, give me the numbers again. Just so I know.
That's 21 times a month, not per day.
21 times a month.
Yeah.
Jason's like, I got that licked in 3 days. That's a 10-hour shift in the truck.
Shit.
Ooh, where's my cigarettes?
Right, yeah, right. What are you drinking again over there? Did I get to that or did I cut you off?
You did, yeah. I'm having, a Moscow Mule made with, of course, Tito's handmade vodka.
Ooh.
It's my favorite.
I like Tito's. Yeah, Tito's.
And I got some Reed's all natural, zero sugar ginger beer.
I'm digging the ginger beer.
Oh yeah, dude. It's good stuff.
I go to this place in town here called Wasabi. And once a week I get a teriyaki steak and I'll have a cocktail.
Nice.
And so I go in there and it's the same concept as it's served in a copper chalice or whatever the hell you call it. I like chalice because I'm a metalhead.
Yeah.
But so what they do is with cucumbers. So they take like 3 slices of cucumbers and they emulsify. They crunch the shit out of it till it's like nothing. And then they mix it in with cucumber vodka.
Mm.
And then they do something else. And then they add, so they mix it and they shake it till the shaker frosts on the outside. Mm-hmm. They pour it over ice and top it with ginger beer, man. It is the best. And I only drink one.
Yeah.
Because it's all you need. You get the shaker, shaker left over and your drink. But
right.
It's so good that you would ruin it if you had to.
Oh, I hear you.
You know what I mean? I was like,
I've always been and still pretty much am mainly a beer guy. But, every once in a while, just to, change it up. It's like I'm trying to delve into the cocktail thing a little more. I had a former neighbor that in the summertime, of course, summer here is brutal with the humidity. And, I think me and my brother were out doing some landscaping. We had the landscaping business at the time. And he came out with some, what's the, oh, God. I'm trying to think of the name of the thing now. Mojito.
Yeah.
Mojito. Dude, that was delicious, man.
Yeah, those are good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good mixed drinks, Yeah. But from the background we came with, it was like shot in a beer.
That's it, man.
Shot in a beer,
shot in a beer, yep.
And
it's still my favorite.
Yeah, and people go, oh, hey, do you want a such and such? Oh, that sounds good. Because I'd never think of ordering it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I just do my thing,
That's it.
But
now that I'm doing the trying to do low carb and all that, I figure, hey, vodka, that might be the way to go, right?
Right. Well, it's made out of potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes of the night. Okay, so, gentlemen, everyone out there, if you're celebrating and rocking the dad bods like, Jay and I have, but you want to maybe lose a couple pounds, I'm thinking about doing a 10% off V thing. So if you want to do a 10% off Jay, and then we could kind of have like a, not a battle, but like a support shit giving.
Yeah.
And that way, I tried to do this with a couple other people, but it didn't work out. But since this is on microphone and people are actually listening and other people will give us shit, it might be even more of a, because you've lost like 3 pounds this week, you said.
Well, that's this week. I was, let me think. When I first found out I was diabetic, I was 260. I'm down to 225.
That's about what I'm at. But how tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
And
so I did that, like, I did like the low carb, low sugar, or all that deal, and lost, the majority of it, and then I kind of fell off the wagon for 3 or 4 months. So I'm trying.
Well, I mean that's what happened. I mean, we're so ingrained. I mean, we're we've been around a while now, so it's like, we don't want to change the way that we do shit. We just want it to wake up and it's, done.
Yeah. Right.
Which brings me to last night. So I finally got my new stove. So
Nice.
I'm like, ooh, I'm going to make some chocolate chip motherfucking cookies.
Ah,
So I made some chocolate chip motherfucking cookies. And then
Nice.
I had a big, tall glass of whole milk. And
Awesome.
at night, and I shouldn't drink milk at night because it fucks with me. So then, but that was for dessert. So what I made was crab cakes, and I had some bread and macaroni salad. And I don't eat pasta or bread normally since like over the past 3 months or so.
Yeah.
So it all caught up to me.
Yeah.
And then I had the fucking cookies. And then Seth came home with the pizza, and I had a couple slices of pizza at like 1 in the morning, which was fucking stupid.
You carved out.
Dude. So it's like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, like a fucking, dude, I can't fucking move. I got heartburn from hell, and it feels like if someone walked in at that, like if you walked in at that time and threw a dart at my stomach, not only would it puncture it and like release like all this air, and like your beard would be like fucking being like blown back,
Right.
but the force of the dart coming back at you would go right through your fucking head, through the wall, through the other wall.
The Schwartz.
Across the street, across the field, and then into the building 100 feet. Oh, my God, dude.
I know. And then you're like, well, I did it to myself.
Oh, for sure. Because, I have colitis, so if I have one thing that's going to mess with me, I'll do everything because I'm going to be there anyway.
You're like, it's going to suck. I might as well just go for broke.
Yeah, but adding the pasta and the bread, which I normally don't eat anymore.
Right.
For the most part, here and there, but it feels like when I eat bread now, that I'm like choking.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours later. So I'm like, oh my God. And all day, and then of course I had to work today, and I was fucking dying. I ate a whole fucking roll of Tums. And of course, like I could literally get Tums a minute drive from my house.
Yeah.
But did I move from 3 a.m. to fucking 8 a.m. when I'm dying? No.
Right.
Fucking sat there in my room going, oh my God.
I will say, man, heartburn for years, man. It was just like my constant companion. And when I did cut out all the cut the sugar and the carbs and stuff, man, it went away,
Yeah, a lot of it, people are just eating too rich,
Yeah. Sugar, man. It'll fuck you up. Man.
Yeah, sugar is So I'm working on sugar next. I don't put the only thing I put sugar in is coffee, and I drink a fuck ton of coffee.
Yeah.
So I have to figure that one out. But
I'm telling you, I've been drinking it black, for years, just straight up. You get used to it, man.
See, I got a sensitive stomach, so if I drink black coffee, it fucks my stomach up.
Right.
So I need the cream to fucking, chill it out a little bit. So I might have to go to like chai tea or some fucking bullshit, which is good.
I'll tell you what. Another thing I've been doing this week, man. I started just. I drink a shit ton of coffee too, man. Pot in the morning when I get up at 2. I'll have a couple cups sitting here, get out the door, I fill the thermos, go to work. And then, I come back on break, before I go and start my afternoon runs. And then I was always, hammering down another thermos in the afternoon. So what I've been doing is doing the morning thermos, but now I'm doing green tea, like cold green tea in the afternoon. And, that's working out pretty good too. It's supposed to be good for, weight loss and whatnot too. So
yeah, it's an antioxidant too.
Yeah. So,
but the the major drawback about it, say it again.
What again?
What are you drinking?
Oh, the green tea.
Yeah. So you sound like a pussy when you say green tea.
Yeah, I know.
So like we gotta like come up with some like manly like
right.
Like
name for it,
Pectar or Nut Forge or something fucking. We got to rename that like kind of like a lot of people do with other things when they want to squash other people's opinion. But no, like green tea. I love green tea. And ginger ale, I'll keep around because I don't drink soda.
Yeah.
Haven't
Yeah,
drank soda in like 6 years. But yeah, it's just getting to be a drag, you know. Like
yeah, we're getting older, man. You gotta. It's
you either,
maintenance, right?
get a hold of it now, and then it's maintenance when you get to where you're going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And since we want to be responsible citizens and keep down the hospitalizations, which happen to be 74.1% obese people. Those are the people clogging up the hospitals, so quit yelling at people. If you want to help and be of service to you and the ones you love, because that's what everyone's yelling about, well, it's everyone's responsibility to lose a couple pounds if you're overweight. So why not?
Yeah, you just feel better too, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, it'd be nice to fucking button the jeans stop going.
Yeah. Hey, then you can stop buying the slip-on shoes too, huh?
Yeah, well, I've got the slip-on shoes.
Oh, I do too, man.
Yeah, but that's because dude, I can't keep shoes tied to save my fucking life.
Yeah, no, I'm like
I never have been able to. You know, so people are like, oh, hey, old man shoes. I'm like, they're fucking comfortable, dude.
Yeah.
I got a bad back. I don't want to bend it down every fucking 5 minutes to retie my shoelaces.
Exactly.
You know, but funny, it never happened to my work boots, but just gym shoes. Can't keep them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But, you know, what are you going to do?
That's right.
What are you going to do?
So what's new with you this week out there?
Let's see. What's going on? Well, I got the fucking stove. Then we had the fire inspector come in and do a looky-loo yearly inspection for the fire alarm system and all that shit.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Nice dude.
Cool.
Landlord was up his ass. I'm like, dude, let the guy do his fucking job, man. Fuck.
Right. So you gonna do the belated bird now that you get the stove in?
I'll probably do a bird for Christmas.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe. Or thinking next week I'm gonna do like a sirloin tip roast or something.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, but the turkey is forthcoming. I just want to make sure there's people can come over when I cook it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, sirloin steak, I don't care if there's no one else around to fucking eat it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, between me and Seth, we'll fucking scarf that bitch down in a fucking day and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can only do so much turkey though. So.
Yeah, and I haven't had turkey this year. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because on Thanksgiving, what did I do? Oh, we had chicken, rotisserie chicken and fucking shit. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I did that one on my Traeger grill, man. I'll tell you, it was the best I've ever had. They came out great.
How do you spell Traeger?
It's Traeger.
Traeger grills.
Yeah, it's a pellet grill. It's fantastic, man.
Nice, and it would be such a misfortune if Traeger Grills sent us a free grill.
Right, man. I'll tell you what, I'll never be without one.
I've heard a lot of. I mean, all joking. I've heard a lot of. Everyone who's got one's like, dude.
Yeah,
this thing's fucking awesome. Amazing. You know.
Yep. Everything comes out like juicy, man. It's like.
I mean, I haven't seen one in person yet. So, is it charcoal pellets or what kind of pellet? Wood pellets?
So they're hardwood pellets. They basically take it and compress it. You ever see like rabbit food, like the little, you know?
Okay, like for instance, like out in the country here, downstate Illinois, people actually use like corn cobs for their heat.
Oh, right on.
Like they burn, you know, like and they make something similar to the pellets. So I mean, it only made sense that why wouldn't it work?
Yeah. So you buy these bags of pellets and you can get hickory, cherry, applewood. I mean all different varieties. And it's got like a hopper, so you fill the hopper up with the pellets, and it's like technology, man. It's all computerized, man. It just you set your temperature and it'll control the feed rate and keep your temperature where it needs to be. And
science.
Yeah, I've got like an app on the phone. I can be like across town shopping and monitor the grill if I'm doing like a a long smoke, like have a brisket in or something like that.
Dude, I love brisket.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Love brisket.
Yep.
And what's funny is I didn't have brisket until about 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just wasn't something that was in the circle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm a steak. I have steak once. I'm a steak once a week guy.
Yeah.
Got to have a steak once a week, and then I eat chicken and sushi.
Yeah, well, down here in South Carolina, man, like, barbecue, there's barbecue joints all over the place, and it's pork, you know what I mean? Pork's king down here, but like, when I was trucking, you get into Texas, when you get barbecue in Texas, it's all basically brisket and beef and stuff like that,
Nice.
It's interesting, the different, it's just like here too, different areas of South Carolina, the sauces change. You've got one part of the state, it's like a mustard based sauce. You have the other part, it's tomato based, and some sections of the South, it's more like a vinegar based barbecue sauce.
Yeah, because there's only so many ways you can cook something on the grill.
Yeah,
and at that point, it's it's what you put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like a sweeter sauce.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of smoked.
Yeah.
Or hickory. Because hickory's fine in small doses.
Yeah.
We have this barbecue place here in town. Everyone raves about it. Everything you're just chewing hickory. Like
right,
literally, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking hot dog or a burger or fucking ribs. It all tastes fucking.
Yeah.
That to me, I want to taste the food, but I also want to taste the accent, not have the accent be the main. But I like a lot of sauces with like pineapple or citrus in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when I cook sauce or gravy, if you're Italian. For spaghetti, I dump some brown sugar in that bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
That's different. I've never tried that.
It cuts the acidic nature of the sauce down, and that's one of the things I have to worry about colitis.
Mm-hmm.
And for people who don't know what colitis is, basically think of eating all the good stuff that you really love, and it makes you pee out of your butthole for a week. That's colitis. So, but no, I love to cook. I love to eat. It's
I tell you what, the older as I'm getting older too, and I love cooking. I didn't used to when I was younger, but
you know what I really like doing? I like cooking with a lady.
Yeah,
that's fun. Especially if like you're making each other's dishes or something, and you haven't made something, and you're getting the tips and all that shit.
Yeah,
maybe she is too, but
yeah, no, I like cooking.
Yeah, man.
My favorite side that I do now is like a zucchini. Well, first I start out with the orange pepper and I saute the fuck out of them until they're browned, and then I throw in a couple sliced zucchinis, very thinly sliced, almost like a potato chip thick.
Yeah,
and then I'll put some pineapple in there when it's done cooking, and then I'll add sautéed mushrooms.
Nice.
But you got to cook the mushrooms separately, otherwise the other stuff will taste earthy.
Right.
Because sometimes mushrooms taste earthy,
Yeah, it can overpower.
Absolutely. Look at us with our culinary fucking expertise over here. This Saturday on Cooking with the Vag.
Cooking with the Vag.
Right?
I can see it now.
Let's go eat out with the Vag.
Right.
Vag presents Eating Out.
Oh my God, man! I'm telling you, it's a spin-off show if I ever heard one.
Totally, yeah. We could have a fucking restaurant that's just named Period.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, Man in the Boat hopefully will be on next week, and she'll have some funny things to discuss.
Right.
As always, but yeah. So this week there's some interesting things that transpired here in the Chicagoland area. And that was the trial of one Jussie Smollett.
Is that how you say his last name?
No, that's how Chappelle did his bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's Jussie Smollett.
Okay.
Was found guilty on multiple counts One of them they dropped. He could do a maximum of 15 years, which he won't. He could get off with probation, which I don't think he will. I think they'll give him like something 90 days, do a month, and then you're out, whatever kind of a thing. But just because he went right after the Chicago Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's really sad that he had to fake that, and it made a whole thing. He got everyone involved. The president's talking shit, the vice president's talking shit, all these senators and Congress people are talking. Like, let's look at the evidence. Like Chappelle goes through the whole thing, and his bit's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But really, why is anyone going to be, I'm from Chicago. No one's going to be like just walking around at 2 a.m. going to Subway.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go to Subway.
Right.
And, but anyway, so the fact that he, it appears that he lied. He's appealing it, of course. But, so they haven't charged him yet. So I don't know if it has to go to appeals first because I'm not a legal expert.
Right.
See how easy that is, folks? Anyway.
You just admit that you're not an expert. It's
right.
simple.
Yeah, But, yeah, so that's interesting. And someone else got involved in the mix. And it turns out that a representative of a news network was caught kind of interfering with the case.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be one Don Lemon, who should be fucking fired immediately, even though he ripped off a fucking mean tweet right after the thing saying, oh, blah, 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 you lied. Okay, now you're just trying to cover your ass because you were going on and on and on and on. And it seems a lot of these news guys, there is some high stakes apparently because now, as we can see, people are getting busted for basically colluding and corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you hid the fact that your brother's doing this and you're doing opposition report on the woman who said that, she was sexually assaulted by your brother. And you're giving him, they're like, but it's his brother. It's his brother. No. He's a fucking news reporter. The other dude's the fucking governor of the fucking state of New York. Like, if you can't report on it, you can't report on it. He should never have reported on anything that had to do with his brother.
Right.
And the fact that everything was so cute and everything else. And, I kind of wonder that, okay, they're like, okay, here's the thing. You're a shithead. You got all these women here who said you, did the gropity grope and the ass grabbing and all this shit because you're a fucking pig. And then there's this other thing that you kind of let all these people die in nursing homes and you knew not to send them there and you locked them away and then, there's thousands of deaths that are basically based on your bad call. And people can say whatever they want. That's a fucking fact. And it's an unfortunate fact. And this is why you can't be knee-jerk reactionist in a time of when you don't know what's going on. You actually have to wait for information. No knee-jerking.
Mm-hmm.
Things became way too political and maybe, it's just unfortunate that...
But isn't everything political now?
Dude, it's fucking disgusting. Shut up. We don't fucking care. Hey, Karen and fucking Kurt, fucking relax, fucking shut up. No, we don't care.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Anderson Cooper, CNN. I like Anderson Cooper. But his show only gets 150,000 viewers. That was the ratings from last week. 150.
The ratings are way down for
150,000 viewers, dude. I watch people who talk about Batman who get more views than that.
More than that.
You know what I mean? So, and then all this hubbub of what's been started and what influenced what was going on in the past, you have to look directly to the media because why? There was nothing else because we were all fucking locked down. We were all watching the screens. So let's get that first up and clear. So now, everyone's looking at the screen, and they're all full of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, holy... I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so CNN, Anderson Cooper, 150,000 views.
Man, that's harsh.
And I think the top view, Rachel Maddow, but that's not CNN. She gets like 450,000 views.
Which is still sad, right?
Yeah, and there was one show on CNN, the top rated, it was less than 1 million. So, let's base the numbers on, let's take Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow, because those are the people that, I would assume people watch a lot of.
Right.
Because we hear about what they fucking report endlessly. So 450 plus, 150, so 600,000 people. 20% of those people are vocal. Like, very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10%, half of that. So now we're down to 30,000 people. So 30,000 people. 30,000 fucking Karens. Right now is who are fucking up everything.
In a country of what,
Like,
300?
yeah, it's like, no, everyone needs to stop and fucking conversate and fucking talk. Let's figure this shit out. Oh, we don't need to fuck. Yes, you do, idiot. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, big stakes, require big conversations.
Right.
And quit fucking pointing fingers and who voted for who and this, that, and the other. Like,
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Right. It's like, yeah, all of a sudden, people trust the media, they trust big pharma, and the government. What? But, unbelievable. The same people who are medical experts on a certain virus can't pick up, side effects of maybe what could be Parkinson's or dementia. But what do I know? I only work to age it. But, hey, it's sad that people, I mean, they will refuse to be objective if it goes against what they're fucking, whatever it is, left or right. If that doesn't jive with what's being talked about, they will refuse it. It's fucking bizarre.
But the crazy thing to me, hey, look, we've all got our views, right? But if I'm spouting something and you show me facts that show that I'm wrong, I'm going to go, okay. I mean, nobody likes to be wrong, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
But nowadays, it's like, I mean, they'll fight tooth and nail just to.
Oh, they'll double down, they'll triple down, they'll quadruple down. Because they need to be right.
Well,
I don't know. And unfortunately, people don't realize, because a lot of people are still in it, there is a mass trauma going on, mass psychological trauma that's been going on the past couple of years in this country and around the world because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
And they literally can't see it. I mean, there is a thing. I mean, there's, studies coming out about it, and they literally cannot grasp that maybe it's not all what's been said. I mean, why would you ever believe everything that came out of someone's fucking mouth?
I never have, so I mean, I can't relate to it.
Right, exactly.
It's called critical thinking, folks.
Like I posted something the other day, and I am not anti-vaccine. I am pro-healthcare. I am pro-science, pro-research. I don't like the fact, and this is just my opinion, it doesn't fucking mean anything. It's not going to change anyone's lives. My opinion ain't going to change anyone's life.
Right.
And
we're entitled to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only entitlement that we have, really.
Absolutely.
And, shit. What was I just saying? I'm getting old.
Talking about you're not pro, anti-vaccine.
Oh, yeah. So he goes, I am science. No. Whoa. What? No one is, what?
Right.
I am science. Man, yeah. Dude, how about fuck you, Tony? Right. That is so fucking bizarre to hear. Because I posted something the other day. I am math. See how stupid that sounds when you read it?
Right.
No one's like, if you think you're that person is dangerous now.
Oh, absolutely.
In my eyes, that person is now dangerous because he thinks he is science.
Right. You're all stupid, and you'll all do what I say.
You know, and he says this in front of international news coverage in our House of Government. I am science.
I'm telling you, man.
No, you're not.
I'm pro everybody mind your own business, and we'll all be just fine. That's the campaign I want to start.
Yeah, I'm pro shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You do your thing, I do mine. We'll all get along.
Yeah, if we have to hear whine and whine and whine, at least bring us some fucking cheese.
Yeah.
You know, it's dude, it's fucking nitpicking little bitchy fucking. The country has turned into a bunch of fucking bitchy little people that are like 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, who's got time, man? Go to work.
It's like, why are you worried about what the fuck I'm doing?
Yeah.
I ain't hurting anybody, you know, not me specifically, but, you know, I'm like, why are you doing that? You know, like that whole couch theory I have. It's just fucking stupid.
Hey, the only thing I'm hurting is my liver, and I don't hear it complaining, so,
right?
You know.
You can't hear it screams of agony. Screams in silence.
That's right.
So, speaking of screaming for vengeance, Judas Priest, they have I think a remix coming out, and they also have I think it's got some extras on there, and they're doing a graphic novel from Screaming for Vengeance with new cover art and for the album, and looks pretty badass. So
great record, man. Yeah. Love that record.
Priest is such a good band, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Judas Priest, you know. It was funny because back in the day when everyone's like, oh, dude, fucking Halford, man. Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey. You know, people are talking and, you know, making gay jokes. Or I'm like, you know, Halford's gay. And they'd be like, dude, fuck you, what?
Yeah.
I'd be like, are you kidding? I'm like, what? Like, okay. Never been to Germany? Anyway.
Well, speaking of that, it's funny.
And who fucking cares anyway?
Right, yeah. Everybody still loves him.
Dude's a fucking maniac.
The metal god, man.
Oh, my God. The metal god.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He just recorded a tune. I think I might have sent it to you the other day. He recorded it with... he did a duet with... or whatever. He sang a song with the band. And he did some, like... Victim of Changes type of vocal lines in that, not the high stuff, but in the groove of that rolling rasp he used in that song. But pretty good.
And who was it with again?
Let me look it up here.
Maybe they put you on the spot,
right? Yeah. So at least you could do is talk while I look it up.
while you Google the shit. No, it's funny you mentioned about the not knowing. When I was a teenager, living in New York, we had come south to visit family, and I had some cousins that their mom was living out in Phoenix, and they would spend part of the year with their mom, and I was the consummate 80s metalhead, and talking about stuff, and they're like, I was talking about Priest, and they're like, oh, that singer's gay. I'm like, no way, I got all indignant about it. They're like, yeah, we saw him, and his boyfriend. I'm like, you're lying. And then it was like, I don't know how many years later, when he came out, I was like, I'll be damned, they were right.
Yeah, doesn't matter, dude can fucking sing like a maniac, man.
Oh yeah, nobody cares. But I was laughing how, like you said, back in the day, I mean, we were like, what?
Yeah.
It was, like, why are you saying this?
Okay, so the song is called Push Comes to Shove, and it's Bad Penny featuring Rob Halford and Militia Vox.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Totally.
Did you say you sent it to me?
Yeah, I think I posted it in the Rob and Leon thing.
Maybe I missed it. I'll have to check it out.
The group one. Yeah, it depends. You can always tell when like someone's drinking in that like thing or whatever.
Right.
You know, because like the memes get like worse, and then one won't make any sense, and you know, but
It happens, man. It happens. Drinks happen.
right, drinks happen. That is for sure. Have you ever seen this Rebecca Vocal Athlete channel? She's a vocal coach. She's like English.
Is she the one that does like the reaction videos to like other singers and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I just said. You fucking ape.
Well, drinks happen. and actually, they're happening currently.
Right,
so
right. Hey,
cut me some slack.
do you mean the one that you just said the two sentences? Yeah, I really like her. She's great, man.
Yeah, I think I have seen a couple of them. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's really good. There's a couple other vocal people I watch, but the song review is pretty good.
Yeah.
But
So, I do, when I'm at work, I'm driving all day and all night and into the next day and, all that. So, besides just podcasts, I do a lot of, I got Audible on the phone so I can do books and stuff too. And just finished Rainbow in the Dark, the Ronnie James Dio book.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
I thought you were going to say red fish, blue fish, green fish. So is it about his entire life or is it about a certain?
It's just a certain period. He started put pen to paper, when he was, I guess he was already sick. I guess it was 2010 that he passed.
Oh, so he actually wrote
cancer. Yeah. So he wrote most of it, and then Wendy, his wife, she kind of sort of tied it up.
Gotcha.
And with another writer, friend of his. But so it's pretty much from like the beginning up to basically when he got the solo band going, and they were going pretty strong there. So
that was a great band.
It's
man.
up to about probably like mid to late 80s. But what an amazing guy, man! What that voice! I just dove back into some old stuff, and it's like, man, he was so powerful,
Dude, his voice is, it's unmatched.
And, I spent a little time with him. I did, when we recorded Sabbath years ago, and on the Dehumanizer tour, with him. And I hung out with him a little bit backstage, before sound check. And, man, super nice guy, just real down to earth. And
And he didn't do vocal warm-ups.
What's that?
He didn't do vocal warm-ups, from what I've heard.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. No, he was just, he was on, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Halford doesn't either, I hear. He just walks out on stage and gets after it,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear Halford's blues album he's doing.
Oh, wow, I didn't know he was.
Yeah, he's recording a bunch of albums with, like, his brother and his nephew.
Huh.
Like, he did the Christmas album last year with them.
Wow.
And so they're releasing an album every year of different genre.
That's cool.
Of music. And the first one out's blues. So
nice. Yeah, it should be interesting.
He wants to do a big band one and a jazz one, so we'll see.
Huh. Well, cool.
And the one thing I don't know why is KK Downing. Let it go. Let it go.
Are you hating on Ken?
Oh my God. Dude, you retired and they moved on and you're now... I'm 74 years old and I'm going to start a metal band and go on world tours so I can get back in Judas Priest by the time I'm 90. Dude.
I hear you.
Respect his playing and the shit, but come on, man.
Yeah, man, he wrote a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of the great old classic stuff, I like that he's got Tim Owens, Ripper, singing with him. I always like to hear him,
Yeah. The Ripper. Tim the Ripper. Yeah,
Yep.
Last night I watched this documentary on
Billy Connolly.
Billy
Oh,
Connolly.
yeah?
Yeah, dude, he's my favorite storytelling comedian of all time.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking hilarious.
Potatoes of the night.
But anyway, it was a documentary type of documentary type slash kudos type of show for the BBC, and he announced his retirement from comedy.
Oh, wow.
And so basically, it was a bunch of people on there giving props, like Elton John and a bunch of other people and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had opened up for Elton John on a tour.
Really?
Yeah, he brought him over to the States, but yeah, Billy Connolly, fucking hilarious, man. That guy. Oh my god.
Yeah, he was great in Boondock Saints, too, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's a great actor as well. You know.
Yeah.
But you can tell that about him, but just by his stand-up. But yeah, started out as a folk singer.
Oh,
And he was in a band, and he started telling like these stories in between the songs.
mm-hmm.
Then the stories kept on getting longer and longer.
And he's like, hey, I might be onto something here.
Right. And he was like, wow. He goes, I like that warm feeling that washes over me when I get a laugh. So finally, the dude that he was in a band with was like, it was like a two-piece thing. He's like, dude, they're coming to hear you fucking tell jokes, not listen to our band. So then he left and started Steel Wheelers, Stuck in the Middle with You. That was, so yeah. So the dude from Stuck in the Middle with You was Billy Connolly's bandmate.
Wow.
And we wouldn't have gotten that song if Billy Connolly didn't start comedy.
Yeah. Well, how cool is that?
How's that for useless information?
Right. I'm full of that that type of info.
Yep. Let me ask you something, Jay.
Yeah.
Are all your 10 millimeter wrenches and sockets missing?
Absolutely. they're always the first to go, aren't they?
Like, why don't they just like new from Snap-on, a 38-piece ratchet set with 5 extra 10 millimeter,
They should, man. That's a great idea.
or just like a whole 6 fucking open-end wrenches and they're all fucking 10 millimeter,
I think that it's some kind of cosmic anomaly because everybody's got the same struggle. you
Right,
know?
like you could have the whole set, like it'll be on one side,
Yeah.
it'll be 10, then 11 on the other, then 10, then 12 on the other, then 10, then 13 on the other, then,
And then you look in the box and you're like,
Fuck, someone cut them in half.
it's always the one you need to.
Yeah, and they took the 10 millimeter, son of a bitch.
Bastards.
Yeah, that was always a big thing at the car dealership. Who fucking took my 10 millimeter?
Who's got my 10?
Right. I almost felt like, going through the shop with like a raincoat and opening the one side. Yeah, I got some 10 millimeters here.
Right. How much money you
What do you
got?
want? Snap-on. We got Snap-on, Craftsman. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, the struggle's real, man.
Absolutely, the struggle is real, and we don't even have to mansplain that.
That's right. I don't even know that I'm really clear on what that is either, but I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Well, apparently you can't explain anything to a woman if you're a man, then it's mansplaining.
Oh, so you're just naturally wrong based on your gender?
Yes. You're.
But isn't that like against what everybody's?
Your penis wrong. You're.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's acceptable to.
Your cock wrong. Yeah.
Discriminate against one based on his.
Well, of course it is.
Alex?
Yeah. Yeah, just like the russets and the manspreading.
The russets. Where the wild russets grow. Wasn't that a children's book?
Yeah, I think they made an animated version of it. It's probably on Netflix or something, right?
Oh boy, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of weather are you guys dealing with up there? And
dude, Wednesday it's supposed to be 62.
Really?
Yeah,
kind of like the same weather that we do.
Today's was like yesterday it rained all day and that sucked, but it was
we had
cold.
all day today, raining all day here.
And then today it was I don't know, 45 degrees.
Okay, so you're easing into it gently this year, then.
Yeah, I got to pull over in a vest.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
no winter jacket today.
All right, so you saw in the news about the tornadoes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Last I heard, there was at least 100 dead.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess they had taken out an Amazon center.
Yeah.
And
there were some folks trapped in that, wasn't it?
yeah, like 50 people or something.
Man.
And I don't know that as a fact, just from what I had heard. But hold on a second. Amazon doesn't stop working for anything.
Yeah.
So when it hit, people were still working. They weren't like. That seems like that would be an OSHA violation. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?
Think?
No, I don't care if there's a fucking F5 coming right towards the building. Fucking Sally scratch herself once they're fucking, or fucking, what do you call it? Her pressure stockings fucking.
Yeah. Keep packing.
Right. Go. Bezos wants to go to Mars.
Right. Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so it ripped through. It hit Alabama, fucking was like Alabama, Missouri, Kentucky,
Yeah, I got it pretty bad. Right?
Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah, there's scary things, man. I'm telling you, unpredictable. You know,
Dude. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did this tornado thing for UK Volvo. You can look it up on YouTube. UK Volvo Tornado Chaser. So we did this commercial, and it's a 3-minute commercial for Europe, and where they have time, they can let it breathe through art and exposition. So we do this thing, and our job is to build a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
Well, the only people who've actually built something that made a little tornado, which is 8 feet high, is the U.S. government. So we had all this research material, this, that, and the other. So it took them 8 years to do a 8-foot tornado, and in 8 weeks we built a rig that basically made a 50-foot tornado.
Really?
Yeah. And it was pretty intense. And then we were contacted from Spielberg's people because they were about to do Twister. And we were going to do this 200-foot tall one. And that was going to take place where the Spruce Goose used to be stored, because the building's so high, it's got its own clouds in it and shit, its own atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they were and we were going to have a gimbal platform move underneath the tornado, but they were worried about the tornado actually breaking loose and going through the building and then out into the town. So they went digital.
Think.
Yeah, and then there was the fire tornado, which was a little bidding war between Michael Jackson at the time and David Copperfield won. So yeah, we built that for Copperfield, and so pretty cool.
So what was the premise of the commercial? I mean, what was the?
Oh, it was storm chasers. So it was this guy storm chasing in his Volvo, and he's setting up these instruments, but he's got to get close to the storm, and there's shit dropping. So he's driving through a roof's falling, a boat falls, grain silo goes across the thing, a fucking tornado, lightning hits the fucking house fucking blows up. So yeah.
So you guys sounds a big fun on that one then.
Yeah, the effects budget then was $950,000 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucking huge. Yeah, and I worked 96 hours one week. I remember that.
Oof.
Yeah, because I remember how much I paid in fucking taxes because I had golden time.
Right.
I had golden time for fucking 30 hours or some shit.
Yeah.
Which meant nothing really, but
you were robbed at gunpoint for that.
Absolutely. But yeah, so one day we were out there, and so the tornado. I can't really say this too much on the. So once it hit a certain airspeed in the breeze, it wouldn't work because it would throw everything else off that's making this happen.
Right.
And so we're sitting there one day, and the space shuttle couldn't land in Florida due to a storm, and this is like literally right on the other side of the fence of Edwards Air Force Base in California, up in Victorville. And fucking, we hear this fucking sound, and it's the fucking space shuttle. Like, land, because they had to land there.
Oh, they diverted it. Okay.
So they couldn't land in Florida, so they sent them to Edwards, and we were like, fucking wet. Dude, it was so loud.
You got to see it, huh? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and like, it was literally like maybe the size of a pack of cigarettes in the sky, but you knew it was the fucking space shuttle.
Right.
That thing was fucking loud as hell.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, that's where I got to drive my first 16-wheeler through the fucking desert.
Nice.
Not on the highway. Literally on a fucking
Through
like
the
half.
desert.
Yeah, half. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Like, hey, we got to move this thing. Okay. Where's the driver? Don't know.
Like, you're it, tag, you're it.
Right. Like, okay. I mean, I drove everything else up to a fucking, up to that size, so it couldn't be that much different, but it totally was.
Right.
How many fucking gears do you have? Jesus Christ.
Are we done yet?
What the fuck? But, right. Yeah, we had to get moved out of a shot. But, yeah, so that tornado, man, devastated.
That sounds wild. Oh, I mean the real one. Okay.
Yeah, the real tornado.
Yeah, that was bad, dude.
You
guys had one in your neighborhood. Was it last year?
Yeah, in the springtime. I went over there and I spent 4 days helping people clean up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 feared dead, worst in Kentucky history, 227 miles of destruction.
Wow. When I was trucking, I had a few close calls, Kansas one time, Georgia another time. I had a real close one. And, went up around Cincinnati one night. That one never actually touched down, but it was pretty rough.
Yeah. 6 Amazon workers were confirmed dead.
Oh, wow.
And 45 made it out safely. But yeah, man, tornadoes are fucking brutal. When I was a little kid, one skipped down our street, took out a bunch of fucking shit, and then 2 blocks over was the school I went to, or I was going to go to, and it ripped the roof off of. I was like 3, so by the time I got to kindergarten, they'd rebuilt it.
Right.
But it took the roof off the kindergarten classroom.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But this dude, like literally, it's like a 4-block swath all the way across 2 towns from the one that hit here. It's just total fucking. I mean, dude, it fucked shit up. We have a lot of trees out here.
Yeah.
Like Downers Grove is called Grove for a reason. And Wood Ridge. So there's a lot of trees and stuff, but it was cool. I can say it was probably one of the coolest things to see, and I don't mean as far as devastation. What I mean is, dude, the past couple of years have been so divisive to people in general, and to see everybody work together.
Oh yeah, coming together and helping out.
Yeah, and no one was worried about who they voted, who you watching on TV. No one gave a fuck.
See how that is, people? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It never used to matter. Why does it matter now?
Right, exactly.
They tell you that it matters.
Right, because they're going away and they're fucking desperate because they don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And now they're so tied in what they can say because all the big corporations fund them. Mm-hmm. And you can't really talk shit about the people who fund you. I mean, we all know how it works. I mean, it's just, it's just unfortunate.
Well, hopefully we'll have a return to sanity someday,
I mean, I always thought that, oh no, that's hurricanes. Sorry. I was going to go for a joke there, but it was a hurricane joke. So I'm moving back from LA back to Chicago. And so I've got the Saturn, the 91 Saturn.
I remember it well, the white one, right?
Yeah, man. And so I got the Saturn and I'm pulling a fucking U-Haul, a small U-Haul, whatever, 6x8 or whatever.
Right.
Or whatever it fucking is, I don't know. And I'm cruising through fucking Nebraska, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm cruising through Nebraska, and a fucking storm starts coming. And, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, da-da-da. I'm like, I think I'm going to pull over and catch a couple hours at the next truck stop,
Mm-hmm.
So I pull over. I'm like, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. That way, if I wake up in an hour, I don't have to go in. It'll already be there, And so I come back, or I go into the store, and people are like, storms are coming. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's coming this way. So I'm like, well, so much for the nap. I figure I can hop on the road and get in front of it, and in 45 minutes, I'll be, way...
Right.
Well, no, that was wrong. So I'm driving down the road, and then I start, because we had to study all this shit for the building the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm literally a tornado expert. Seriously.
Nice.
Like I was the first person to stand inside a vortex.
Wow.
Which our man-made tornado. I was the first one to stand inside a fire one, and then one made a smoke. That's kind of cool. But they used that shot in Twister. Of the nothing inside, right? So I'm like, okay. So all of a sudden, it starts blowing, it's fucking pitch black out. I'm in the middle of fucking Cornville. And all of a sudden, you just see all this debris start coming. I'm like, fuck. And then the debris is going in a circular, like you could see it as like it's a fucking wall of shit just coming towards me.
Oh, man.
So now I'm doing quick calculations in my head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And I floored it. Most people would have stopped. If you stopped, you would have been dead.
Right.
Because it would have just totally picked you up and flipped the thing over, And in that split second, I saw a headline: tornado expert gets impaled by U-Haul.
Right.
And so literally I floored it, went right into it, and I just remembered tick, 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 tick. Then quiet. I'm like, we were right. Tick, 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 tick. But right before I drove into it, dude, the whole car and the fucking U-Haul like sank down like 3 inches, like sucked to the ground. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, figures. And what are the odds? So went through that. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Oh, my God. So I pull up to the next, like, fucking, mom and pop fucking roadside motel, and they happen to have a cooler of beer, and they sold me a 6-pack of beer, even though it was, like, fucking 1 a.m, Like, I just go through a fucking, and, So anyway, spent the night there, and
you were like, pardon me, sir, you wouldn't happen to have a spare pair of underpants, would you?
Right. You got any knickers there for me there?
What size you wear? You look like you're about my size.
Yeah. Yeah, I even, when I woke up, I heard about it. I work nights, so, like, my sleeping schedule's fucked up. So, when I heard about it, I what do you call it? I reached out to George. To Jorge! Because I didn't know where the fuck,
He's all right?
where he was in the relation. Yeah.
Make a deal.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, brother, you safe from the storms? Just woke up, night shift and all, and reading what the hell happened. You didn't. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, typhoon like hell. I'm like, okay, good. So I said, so me and the pigskin feller don't have to build you a raft and rescue your arse.
That's right.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to George.
Go out there and drive up there and see him like just up at the top of a tree, like a raccoon just holding on.
Yeah.
Jay, get me down.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Oh man, so yeah, that's a bad deal for those guys. But hopefully there's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of help heading down. I'm sure there'll be a lot of crews and things like that heading down to help, right?
Yeah. Like I'm a little OCD, and so one of the coolest OCD things happened on that trip from LA to California. I mean, from LA to Chicago. So I had one of those 50 carrier CD things.
Yeah.
And I filled it up, and I put CD number 1 when I pulled out of the driveway in LA. Press play, song 1. I didn't stop, skip, anything. I just played it as they came, right?
Really? So you just listen to them straight through?
Yeah. Pulling up to my sister's house was the last song ending.
Really?
Literally, like, I pulled up, put it in park, and it was like, da-da-da-da.
It's like you couldn't have planned that better.
Dude, I was like, no, fuck it. Like, that was more exciting than the whole trip.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, fuck it.
What are the odds?
Yeah, that could never in a million, just randomly picking,
yeah,
like the 50 CDs I wanted to drive across country with. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Out of 600 or whatever I had at the time. Just do-do-do-do-do.
That's great, man.
Oh, totally. So how are winters out by you?
Not too bad. Usually pretty mild. It'll get cold, but it'll go in little snaps. Occasionally we'll get snow, but it's like gone in a day or two.
Yeah.
Ice storms are the worst. I get some of those every once in a while, but I mean, all in all, not too bad. I mean, we'll get down every once in a while, we'll get to the teens, at the coldest. But it's the problem right now is like last week, we were down in the 30s, and in the early mornings and at night, and then it would jump back up to the high 70s during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's when you get sick and all that crap. So.
Yep.
But all in all, they're pretty mild, compared to, where I grew up and obviously where you live. So.
Yeah, I just want to find a place that, doesn't
right.
have a lot of humidity and there's no snow.
That's the thing. See, that's the one thing that sucks here is the humidity in the summertime. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's like nah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do Chicago winters.
Nah, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
And, it affects my daily goings
Sure.
on, so,
Yeah.
Looking at New Mexico, but,
Yeah, I love the Southwest, man. It's,
I mean, they have some snow, but if it snows, it's gone like that day.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless
that's
you're up
what
in the
I've always
mountains.
said, too. I'd like to find somewhere where it stays about 77 degrees.
But I also like woods, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like, the part right around like Asheville.
Yeah.
Ish, but they've got I'm looking at Asheville, North Carolina has the highest crime rate. Like really?
Well, yeah, I mean, but you know what, man, it's up 30% here too. And most places in the country here the last year or so.
Yeah.
Asheville, it's close to here. It's probably about an hour and a half from here. It's in my neck of the woods for sure.
Yeah, I figured that might be a cool place. Grab some land and fucking do the podcast out of there.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it's pretty cool up there, and even the surrounding areas. I mean, it's nice because you're right. You're in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. It's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I dig looking at mountains.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool little towns outside of Asheville too. Up in that area.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like just from pictures that I've like seen online of like land for sale. I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
It's like, wow, look at that. There's fucking.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Yeah. But it's totally doable to get like, couple hundred acres with fucking pole barn and fucking couple of buildings on there for not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, like for what you'd pay for a condo here.
Right.
Less than what you'd pay for a condo here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
So, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, they're a little higher up elevation, you know, it's like, you know, than we are here. So, I mean, there's, you know.
yeah, I'm just looking like,
stuff.
you know, I have no idea. I'm looking at Tennessee and, you know.
Yeah.
But do I want to go to Tennessee? Everyone's moving to Texas, and if you move to Texas, you're an asshole, and I don't want to be fucking one of those people, you know.
Oh, you know, Tennessee, I hear, has no state tax, too, which is nice.
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton, like Nashville, man. Everybody and their brothers moving to Nashville. Even a lot of the metal guys, man. Mustaine's
I mean, it would be great as far as guests.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, 'cause that's another thing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to move somewhere. I got, you know. If people are going to come on, it'd be easier if they could come on in person. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And there's always shit going on in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a happening town.
You know, so. But, you know, a lot of people are moving that way too, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's out there. You just got to find it, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I guess Florida's getting, like, just fucking overwhelmed with fucking people.
I'm sure, yeah. The governor's a rock star, right?
I guess to some people, sure, yeah. You know. No, I mean, you know, that's how some people view him for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, other people view him as the devil.
Right.
You know, but whatever. You know. What do I know?
That's right.
What do I know? You know what I'm saying? But, so, you done with your Christmas shopping?
Well, no, I wouldn't say done. I just, I finally did some, like, 2 days ago. I think I have the kids done. I still have to, you know, kind of get for the, you know, my mother and brother and that kind of thing, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy. My kids are older, you know, in their 20s, so it's like, cash. Here you go. Don't have to do anything. They know what to do. I don't want to get them something fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though the intention was good, and, you know, I know them. It's not like I don't know them. But, hey, man, you know, here's, you know, I always dug money better than getting shit, but.
Oh, yeah, because then you just spend it on what you want, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, my kids are at that expensive age where, like, you know, they want electronics and things. It's like it was cheaper when you guys were babies.
Right. Yeah, it's like, I remember when the kids are growing up and, you know, like someone say, oh, and, you know, I'm overhearing this conversation while I'm waiting to pick up the kids from school and shit. And, oh, well, Johnny got a YZ80, and he got a new Macintosh computer, and then he got a new Xbox, and it's like, your kid's gonna be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but when I grew up, we got like one big gift, which was not a big gift.
Right.
It was the one big gift over $20, and the rest was kind of bullshit games, and
right.
It was cool.
And you
know?
loved it, man. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
It was enough.
Yeah. Oh, I need an iPhone fucking 75 and a fucking Audi.
New car.
Right. Fucking.
That's like, you know, people that buy some of these cars, man. That's like, you know, there's a high school over here by where I work. Actually, there's a couple of them right there. You know, some of the afternoons, all the traffic, you know, I see everybody lined up leaving, and some of the cars these like high school kids are driving, I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, my first car, you know, my father was a 78 Ford Thunderbird that had been wrecked in the front. He bought it for $100 and towed it home and was like, here.
Right.
You know, fix it if you want to drive. You know, I did the worst body work you ever saw. But
yeah, or fuck up this car and then get a better one.
Yeah.
Once you got some miles underneath you, you know.
Man, these kids are driving $50,000, $60,000 cars, man. They're like 16, 17 years old. I'm like, what?
Yeah. You also don't see scars anymore from stitches.
Right.
But yeah. So here's a story, and I won't get into who told me it because I don't want to implicate anybody or get anyone in trouble. So this one kid comes home from college break or Christmas break from college. And it's his birthday as well. And so his dad buys him a fucking Audi, used. It's like 2 years old. The kid comes in. He left it in the driveway, surprised the bow and shit. Kid comes in, starts berating his dad.
Are you kidding?
Are you fucking kidding me? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. I want a new Audi, blah, blah. You gave me this fucking used fucking da-da-da-da-da. Right? He fucking slams the fucking keys down on the table. Fucking boogies. And his dad's like, I've created a monster.
Right.
He's like, So, like, the person that I know overhears this, and they go, did you just... He's like, I would be happy if I was bought a fucking beater.
Right.
With the window duct taped.
Yep.
And what'd you just do? He's like, you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
You know, so, boys and girls, guess what Big Daddy did? Big Daddy took the Audi back to the used car dealership, took a $5,000 loss, and then went and bought his kid a 10-speed and put that in the fucking driveway. And he did not get a car.
I love it.
That's fucking great.
Yep.
I'd be like, what? I'm like, I don't even have a fucking Audi.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, that's what you got to do. And, reality check, right?
Oh, yeah. And it's like, because I always have multiple jobs going on and shit. And then you hear these, you work with young people, and they're like, oh, I just got a new whatever. I'm like, wow, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long did you save up for that? Oh, I got it on payments. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your payment? They're like, oh, $728 a month.
Like, okay.
I'm like, you make $10 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
What are you doing?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, holy shit.
Yep. Welcome to indentured servitude for the rest of your life,
right. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Maybe leasing is the way to go.
Yeah, I'm leasing this new one that I got now. As long as you can keep the mileage down, it seems to work well. Your payment's reasonable.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a 2021 Volkswagen Arteon, which I really dig. It's my second VW. I dig them,
Yeah, VWs are nice cars.
Yeah, and this one is like, it's kind of like their flagship sedan, It's sort of like, it's basically their version of the, so the salesman told me the Audi A7, or A6, one of those. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But I couldn't beat it, man. No money down, payments, I don't know, what am I paying? I don't know, $450, $500 a month, something like 500, just around 500, I think. That's you're gonna get,
right? That's still yeah. I'm not a fan of car payments.
Yeah, I hear you.
Especially $500 ones.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that stable.
Yeah.
I will tell someone to go get fucked and get fired.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'll tell you, for me, man, I drove beaters forever and forever. It's just, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm tired of working on shit,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about next one being a lease. Not sure yet, but
yeah,
we'll see. We shall see. Especially if you're going to do a lot of over-the-road stuff, it's not worth it. But you can still get them with higher mileage.
Yeah.
But, what are you going to do? So, so we're going to be not moving, we're going to still be here doing the podcast, but we're also going to be adding a YouTube channel, and so that'll start around the holidays sometime. So I got my Santa hat all ready and ripping to go. And so we'll be doing some stuff in there, and we'll have a lot of extras that you'll be able to get on Cup of Coffee, which basically is the same thing as Patreon, but not Patreon. And so I think we're going to wrap things up, and next week we'll be back with a guest. And tonight we sort of had to just riff and hang out, but I'm sure you guys didn't mind. Maybe we all didn't learn something. Jay, were you peeing out the back of your house?
No, not yet. I was thinking about it. You read my mind.
Right.
Across the miles.
Oh, that's funny. So a lot of people have been saying they've been getting a kick out of the background noises. Jay thinks it's funny, and so did Rob at the toilet flushing a couple of times.
Yeah.
We have the
infamous cricket.
Rob's cricket, and then the ongoing.
Oh yeah, the old lighter, the
of
old
my lighter.
you rocking the old Bic there.
Yeah. So I had my spare lighter, which was new, in my pocket, right, and my other lighter died. So I go to grab the spare, and the way that the cash was sitting in my pocket, pressed the fucking red button down.
Oh.
So that fucking thing was dead too. So I literally have stopped and got a lighter when I picked up the Maker's Mark for tonight's festivities.
Hey, but look on the bright side, man. You got the new stove. You can do it like the old way. Just stick your face down there by the burner. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's in another room though, and I'm straddling this mechanism here in order to do this show, which is kind of funny.
Right.
But so as we move on, we'll things will morph, and so the people who want to tip jar us or do the cup of coffee, basically we're going to take the cash that's raised and put it back into the show and get some more goodies and expand and that kind of thing. But
keep on building.
Keep on going. So it was a little less high octane this week, but that's okay. We always can't be hyper. After our, we're all getting old.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, Jay, you got anything left to say, brother?
No, just good time as usual.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. So here we go. So twisted events, twisted coverage, twisted truth, all types of artificial tornadoes, devastating every time they touch down. But the damage is invisible, but seen to the world. Well, I would call it bullshit, but you can also say that's just creativity talking. Everyone have a great weekend. Love you guys. Love you, brother.
See you. Love you too, man.
Later.
Have a good one.